Welcome back, everybody. This is the next project. This is a kitchen renovation. It's not quite a massive kitchen renovation, but it is a budget Home Depot-ish kitchen renovation. There will be business videos that talk about certain decisions that relate to the finances and the budget, and more of my order of operations and the things that go into doing this for a job. So if you're interested in hearing kind of a behind the scenes stories of customer relations, prices of different things, what I'm charging, go over to the business channel. That video is already live. We have floating floor on top of original vinyl floor. Vinyl floor is put on top of underlayment. I think the underlayment is only stapled and nailed in place. I'm hoping it's not glued. I'm going to be removing both layers of flooring. All the cabinets are going to be reusing the appliances for now. Appliances are the same size, 30 inches, 30 inches. Refrigerators staying, dishwasher's brand new. A lot of you know the garbage disposal is mostly brand new. Getting a new sink. The sink will be part of the countertop. It's getting a solid surface countertop. So my job is to get the lower cabinets in as quick as possible so the countertop company can come and do their measurements. Got another little thing behind you here we got to talk about. This space right here, I believe, was intended to have a little like breakfast table. You sit here, you eat breakfast, you got a little table set up, maybe 4 chairs. Well, previous owners, don't know how long ago, put in this glass doored pantry. Kind of nice for kitchen storage. Doesn't take up much space, but eliminates this as an eating spot. There is a little bit of a bar top on the peninsula there. Maybe you could reuse that. I'm going to be removing this right now, and there is talk of a phase 2 to this remodel, which would be putting lower cabinets about this depth, or maybe a little more, with the countertop and a pass-through in that wall to the dining room. I'm going to quickly go over how to remove a countertop. This is a 1994, maybe 95 house. Things haven't changed, except we rarely ever see Formica or laminate countertops in newer homes. We see them all the time in older homes. That right there is a drywall screw. It goes through the plastic corner brace for the cabinet and right into the bottom of the countertop. This one right there, they went right through the edge of the cabinet and up into the countertop. Look at that. It's huge. Mother Mary, that's heavy. Not too bad. The next thing I got to do is get this electrical de-energized and removed. Something that's interesting is it's held in place with these things called F-straps. So here's something interesting. A lot of people say, oh, those backstab connections are horrible. This is original. My first job out of high school was an electrician. I just worked a few blocks away in a different subdivision in 1995. Roughing and trimming, and we were forbidden to use the screw connections. You had to use the stab connections or your ass was grass and you were fired. If you've got questions about why, go check out the Handyman business and I'll tell you. Some people can't handle the truth though. Can't handle it. That's all it takes to pull it out. I'm going to be reusing this box, reusing the flex conduit. I do have to take it all apart though to get it out of the cabinet and into the new cabinet. Handyman hands. This metal tab out. That's an F strap. You go in, up, and then fold it into your box. And that's what holds the box in place. There's no screws, no nails. Cabinet faces are just screwed together with gold deck screws, 2.5 inches. So these cabinets are fastened to the subfloor just with more gold deck screws around the perimeter. They usually just get kind of toenailed in and covered up with some trim. Probably some underneath the toe kick on the front side. So all these cabinets have what's called toe kick and scribe. That's the last part of the cabinets that goes in. This one, they used quarter round because they butted up to the cabinets with this floating floor. Another indication of a remodel. The way I'm doing it, going back to square one, it should look more natural, like it was intended there. It's not a DIY renovation like this one. This is your toe kick. The new cabinets that I'm putting in will also have some toe kick. Oh, I don't have it long enough. There we go. That's all I see on the face here. I'm thinking of leaving this in place. It's very unlikely that after I remove all the old floor, put in the new floor, that the finished countertop surface is going to be in that same spot. But I'm going to see if I can keep it in one piece. 1993, this was made. What a rat's nest in there. This is going to be interesting. When I go to reassemble, I will have a cabinet here, and I have to fabricate all this with whatever parts they sent. We've got 2 dishwasher end panels. Should be pretty straightforward. There was some sort of makeshift cabinet base inside there to come up with a floor. So I may be fabricating all of that as well. So far, this is the only part of the remodel that's going to take any sort of skill set or critical thinking. of screws. Lots of screws. What do you think of the way this flooring looks? Up close, looking at a single piece, looks pretty nice. There's quite a bit of real wood grain in there. Once you put it on the floor and you step on it, it feels fake and it feels cheap. That's why everybody's ripping these things out. It just doesn't feel right underneath your foot. This is the last load that can go in the trash can, or else it's overloaded. Something we'll be discussing on the business channel, the logistics of managing all this crap. Where do I take it all? What do I do? So this area right here is where I did my preliminary investigations to determine if the underlayment was glued, nailed, or stapled. And in this area right here, I got underneath here, I popped a couple pieces of the flooring off, and I determined that it's not glued because I can lift up on it. This is probably going to be the worst part of the job. Could get worse, but we'll find out. And this stuff is not meant to come up. You got all this glued to it. I'm gonna get started just to make sure my plan of attack's gonna work. Then I'm gonna take my circular saw and start cutting some lines that are almost as deep as the underlayment. I don't want to cut into the subfloor. It's sounding pretty good, but. Now, to recheck my depth, I just want to perforate it. I want like paper thin underneath, so when I lift up, it just rips right out. It's not paper thin. Not paper thin. It's just scratching the subfloor. So I'm going to shrink it in just a little bit. It's going to be a long day. A lot of these staples are just pulling through. You might be asking yourself, well, this is only a 1/4 inch plus maybe a light eighth of vinyl. Why not just go over it? And it's very, very tempting. This is a little more than a 1/4. Overall, it's probably 3/8 thick. And for the floor height of where the hardwood matches into the carpet, I really need to start on the subfloor. So I'm just going to bite the bullet and do it. And it'll probably be 1 hour to 2 hours of pulling staples. This is an essential man tool. If you don't have it, turn your card in.